Igbo mma mmanụ, Igbo ekele m unu. O nwere update m fụrụ asị na achọ ka eme increment of salary for the politicians, president to all appointees, even lawyers. Actually increase their salary to 114%. Since the news pụtara, a lot of talking have been going around on social media. And abịa nọgide wee chee ya si na our Nigerian government na-emekwara ndị na-achị ebere. This is Nigeria government that came out openly that the federal government don't have money in the purse. The government don't have money in the purse. That the citizens have to adapt and manage themselves until they start generating money. But these same people now have the goals to increase their own salary, which people are even complaining that they are earning bigger salary. Can you believe that Nigeria senator is earning more salary than US president? Yes, Nigeria senator is earning more money than American president. They still have the goals to increase their salary to 114% from president to appointees to, oh my God, this is too bad. This is too bad. They don't care about the people. They don't care about us. Because if they care, I think the citizens should have been their priority. Increase the citizen salary to 100%. They refuse. From just let's manage 60,000, because I know that 60,000 is not going to be enough. But they cannot. But they are busy increasing their own, telling you that they have expenses to do, they have this to do, they have that to do. These are government that are busy. They are giving them free land in Nigerian government. The government are busy giving them, dashing them free land, free cars, free everything, free medical treatment. And after that, you will still earn more money, pensions, gratuities when they retired. But the common people, they don't care about them. Now look at what Farotimi said. Just listen to his video. You see what this our brother said. Nigeria government need to change. Nigeria government, before signing this bill, you need to rethink. Think about the citizen. Listen to Farotimi. Listen to what he said.
Proverb that have been heard used on past occasions, and is the one that says that the diarrhea of the monkey is not the business of the baboon. And there is nowhere where this comes home better than in the Nigerian space. A government says that it has removed fuel subsidy. The price of fuel increases by about 300%. Not a dime has been added to the salary of public sector workers. Nothing has been done to offer any sort of palliatives to the people. The Revenue Mobilization Committee, the gentleman that just spoke, is doing what he is statutorily empowered to do. But in the midst of all of these, we must look at the optics. The people are being told to offer more and more sacrifices, but those who purport to rule us continue to enjoy perks that we are not even allowed to know. The gentleman who just spoke now makes clear that what he is doing is what he is statutorily asked to do, fix allowances, and from what he said, only about ₦1 million or thereabout is meant to be going to the senator. But of course, we all know, because we don't know, and we are asked to fill in the gap because of the opaqueness of the finances of the Nigerian government, and particularly the legislators. Nobody knows exactly what is being taken home at the end of the day, but we do know that with alacrity, the system has responded and is about to increase the emoluments of these men by 114%. Question is, how long will the people continue to support a system that obviously does not feel the pain of their affliction, does not care in any way, shape, or form for their welfare, but increasingly ensures that those who are meant to sacrifice and rule and lead are the ones who are kept in comfort and in luxury. At the end of the day, it's up to the people, but I believe that this is not good. It's not good optics at all, not in this season. It's very bad. I think the first thing we need to understand is this. What is the purpose of government? If the purpose of government is the welfare of the people, who you would ordinarily refer to as citizens, then none of these really makes sense. If the purpose of government is to serve the people, we shouldn't be wondering exactly how much our legislators, whether that be the House of Reps or any public officer for that matter, we should not be wondering exactly how much they are earning. The level of covering, the complete darkness as to how much is the take-home pay of a public official, especially an elected one, speaks to the kind of society we have built, what sort of politicians, quote and unquote, we have evolved, who do not even feel the affliction of the people. I would imagine that they themselves should feel scandalized in this moment. I am not speaking to the legal correctness of what has been done, but it should concern us that in this moment where people are being taken into multifaceted level of poverty, they can hardly feed, they have no access to health care, good roads have become non-existent, people can barely travel from one point to the other. The last thing we should be discussing is anything that suggests an upward review of any sort of reward for those who have brought us here. So yes, this government did not start this. Legal or illegal, I'm not going to talk to that, but this regime is not responsible for this. But the people in the last regime and the people in this regime, government is a continuum. Yes. The APC has ruined this country consistently for the last 8 years. This is the 9th of those years. So even though it might have blamed its twin brother, the PDP, for the preceding 16 years, it has to own the last 8 years. And no matter how you dice this, at the end of the day, when you look at where we are as a people 8 years ago and where we are today, is a world apart. Our world is practically falling apart, and these are the people responsible. No matter how much they want to dice this, they are responsible. For anyone to even now think that it's a good idea to be talking about an increment of any sort in the emolument of persons whose emoluments are already opaque enough is sickening to even comprehend. So we might want to look at it as an isolated issue, but we will be wrong. It should be looked at more as an issue that concerns the entirety of the society itself. What kind of society, what kind of people think it is all right to be talking about an upward review? These are people who should voluntarily on their own not only declare what it is that they are taking that we do not know, but even begin to talk about cutting the cost of governance drastically. So where we are today, that we are even discussing this like it's some sort of subject that should be discussed by rational beings, is suggestive of the level of putrefaction that are set into our society. It is not a subject we should be discussing at this time, in this situation. It shows the insensitivity of the ruling class. Yeah. That we even consider something as sickening as this. This is not the time. This is not even about partisan politics again. It's about the humanity of the person you call a Nigerian. How in the world do you go about the business of even talking, not even suggesting it? The truth has a way of catching up with all of us. Now somebody has gone off to Spain to go and bring investors from the moon. Those are not momentums. Eventually, when the tire hits the road and people begin to understand just exactly how divorced from reality those who purport to rule Nigeria are, those who are already looking at situations and think that the only thing to be thinking about in this moment are increases in political office holder salary, eventually the people, whether they were APC members, PDP members, Labour Party members, when they find that when they get to the filling station, nobody demands their party affiliation. When they get to the market, nobody is asking whether Yachinedu is paying more or less than the other. The commonalities of their afflictions will become obvious to them. And they should by then begin to understand that this is not about ethnicity. It's not about political affiliation even. It is about the common good and the common interest. Those who care about common good focuses on what is best for all, not on what is good for a section. Any young Nigerian below the age of 30 that you recruit in a job in Nigeria today is already processing some visa or the other out of Nigeria. They're running away. So what hope is being renewed? Momentum will soon find momentum, and we'll know whether it's mentholatum or aboniki.